What's good, militia family? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unleashed. I'm your host, Raiders Rebel. Today we are gonna break down the roster. We are gonna rebuild the Raiders my way. Let's get unleashed.
Raiders Unleashed. The Rebellion. Raiders Unleashed on the screen. Hit that subscribe. It's the RaidersRebel in the building. Silver and black. 2026. Yeah. Welcome to the desert. You know what time it is. Raiders Unleashed on the screen. Hit that subscribe. It's the RaidersRebel in the building. Silver and black. 2026. Let's go!
Left the bay for the lights, now we lighting up the strip. A legion in the desert, yeah, we built a mothership. No more dirt on the diamond, no more Coliseum rain. Just a blacked out dome where we deal out the pain. We're the villains of the league, always been the outcast. Built on Al Davis' ghost and we're built to outlast. The torch is still burning, it's a lifestyle, a creed. In the city of sin, we're the only ones you need. Silver and black is back, check the throne. The Raiders got a new home in the dome. The nation is rising, we're coming for everyone. Forget the other 31, we're the only ones. Yeah, we're unleashed. Rebel with the vision, Raider nation worldwide. Making that precision, one mission, one pride. Until the game is won, fuck the other 31. We're second to none. Check the box office, yeah, the leadership is changing. Tom Brady in the office, things are rearranging. The GOAT is a minority owner, that's a fact. Bringing that winning DNA, no turning back. From the field to the booth, now he's part of the shield. Watching from the suite while we're dominant on the field. The rebels on the mic, Raiders Unleashed on the tube. Giving you the raw truth, we don't move like a rube. I'm a rebel with a cause, and the cause is the win. Blacking out the sun, let the nightmare begin. Chiefs, boats, and the ponies, they can all catch a fade. They're just stepping stones for the history we made. From the pirate on the helmet to the patch on the eye. We're the heartbeat of Vegas under that desert sky. Turn the volume up high, let the channel go live. In the Raider Nation, only the strongest survive. Silver and black is back, check the throne. The Raiders got a new home in the dome. The nation is rising, we're coming for everyone. Forget the other 31, we're the only ones. Yeah, we're unleashed. Rebel with the vision, Raider nation worldwide. Making that precision, one mission, one pride. Until the game is won, fuck the other 31. We're second to none. You hear the RAIDERS chant. They thought we'd go soft in the desert, they can't. We brought the autumn wind to the 702. The rebel and unleashed, coming straight for you. Raiders Unleashed, you know where to find us. Raiders World, keeping it 100. Vegas is ours, the dome is ours. The shield is forever. Sound of a sword clashing, fade to silence.
Yo, double salutes. Welcome to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Let's get through everybody in the building real quick. Candy Angel in the building. Geo Max, my guy, it's been a minute. How you doing? Jack Gustavo, what's good? Rorash in the building. Double R24, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. We are live on X. We are also live on Facebook. So if you're over there and you want to jump in, I can't see the comments from over there. So, you know, if you want to be a part of the show, jump over here to the YouTube and get cracking. So yeah, man, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down the roster. We're gonna go through Spoke Track. We're gonna look at the free agents. We're gonna look at how much money we got. You know, we're gonna mix it all up. We're gonna see what we can do, and then we're gonna jump into a mock draft at the end. You know, it looks like Mendoza is the guy, so we will roll with that. You know, in the draft. But yeah, appreciate everybody being here, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So first off, we have the roster. Let me see if I can make this bigger and better. There we go. All right, so what we got is, I hope that this make it small. What we got is ads. It's not a way to start out. All right, man. So we have, as it says in the top, in the green is unrestricted free agents, in the black is restricted free agents, and in the gray is exclusive rights free agents. We don't have a lot of those. We have Will Putnam, we have Christian McCollum, Kai Blue Kelly, who everybody in the nation loves, right? These fucking ads. This is gonna be like this. I thought I fixed this. So that's what we got. We have 23 free agents in total. Tyler Lockett, Alex Bachman, Dylan Parham, Jordan Meredith, Will Putnam, Stone Forsythe, Ian Thomas, Zamir White on his contract last year of his, contract. Stone Forsythe, hasta la vista. Kenny Pickett, bye bye. Raheem Mostert, more than likely gone. Devin Booker, Malcolm Kuntz, Landon Roberts, Devin Weiss, Jamal Anderson, Eric Stokes, and Lonnie Johnson, Terrell Edmonds, John Riga, I don't even know how to say his last name, and Darnay Holmes. So those are our free agents. That's what we got to work with. Oh my goodness, like that. Let me change this. All right, so back. You stop sharing that. So those are free agents, man. Those are what we're gonna rock with, and we have Spotrac up, ready to roll. This is what we got. This is what we're looking at. So we have hold on, timeout. All right, there we go. Much better. All right, man. So we have Max Crosby. And let's just start right there. Max Crosby. I'm sure y'all seen the news. Y'all seen X. If you're not on X, well, Max Crosby released a video, of his new rap album coming out. I'm sorry. You know, spitting some bars, right? And there's, it's the trending thing. 49er fans are, got their panties in a bunch. They think Max Crosby is coming to San Francisco to the 49ers because his line that he, played on X, something about, your boy got paid, bought a new home in the Bay, not Bay, not BAY, VE, Bay. If you go back and listen to it, I listened to it a couple times. I was like, y'all are crazy, bro. So, anyways, people don't listen to the song. They just jump to conclusions. And right off the rip, they think, Max Crosby wants to go to San Francisco. And it's all over everywhere. I'm at the point where I really don't care what they do with Max. It's the same as the Devontae thing. It's really got blown out of proportion to where it's overshadowing the new coaches that we brought in. It's overshadowing the draft that's coming up. It's overshadowing the 23 free agents that we have. And the only talk is about Max Crosby. And it's always been about Max Crosby. And I'm really tired of hearing about Max Crosby. So we're not going to talk too much about Max Crosby. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this about Max. Hold on, let me switch this. Yeah, much better. I'm going to say this about Max Crosby. This is what I think. This is what I feel, right? I'm not a detective, but I did watch a whole lot of Matlock. My grandma used to watch that shit like 15 times a day, stuff 15 times a day, excuse my language. So I feel like I'm a detective at heart, right? If you watch enough Matlock, this dude can break down any mystery, find anything. And I love the challenge, right? So, snooping around, watched everything, listened to everything, talked to a couple people, and, you heard everything that's on the internet. Tom Pelissero and all these guys think they know, what Max is wants to do, what he's going to do. We hear all the talks about Robbie Leonard. Shout out to Robbie Leonard for getting the job. Purple in the house. Raiders. So, shout out to my guy Rob Leonard finally getting a promotion. I'm totally on board with that. I don't expect big things in the first year, but don't be surprised if they're not. Anyways, I believe that Max Crosby, with Robbie Leonard being in the building, with Travis, who the hell they just signed? Travis Scott. Damn it, I don't even know. But anyways, the guy that was with the Oakland Raiders, guys with not Los Angeles, but anyway, since 2012 to 2021, he was with in a big part of the growth and the development of Khalil Mack, the growth and the development of y'all's very own, our very own Max Crosby. Also, he worked last year with Justin Jefferson, had a ball match year. He's worked with, now I'm drawing a blank, but many, many guys, right? So this is a guy that's highly respected, was in, was with the Raiders for a long, long time. Back to the Raiders. Welcome home. Shout out for that. But anyways, I believe this is just my take. I believe with the guys coming back in the building, Max says he wants to be here. He's going to be here. Max Crosby has 1 year left. And I know everybody's going to say he has 3 years left. Yes, he has 3 years left on his deal. He already played one this season. But anyways, he got all of his money up front in 2 years. Last year that just passed and this year coming up. Those 2 years are fully guaranteed. After that, he has no guaranteed money. We've seen what happened the last 2 times he had no guaranteed money. He got an extension. So I believe the Raiders aren't going to trade him this year, right? And here's my reasoning. The man is injured. We don't know when he's going to be healthy. It could be, it could be May, it could be June. It can be right before training camp. It could be into training camp. He says he's going to be back, but nobody really knows. Our GMs and teams really willing to risk, because we've heard what the Raiders have said. It's going to be a Micah Parsons type deal to even get him to pick up the phone. That's 2 firsts and a Pro Bowl caliber player. That's a lot. Are you really willing to take that risk? Say that 5 times fast. On a player that had 6 surgeries in 8 years? I don't believe so, right? Now, with teams knowing that this is the last year of guaranteed money, and more than likely he will be, fishing for another contract after this season is over, I believe they wait. I believe he plays for the Las Vegas Raiders this year. And, when negotiations start at the end of the season or whenever they start to keep Max around, because look, with his injuries, there's no way, just my opinion, I wouldn't play without guaranteed money. And I don't believe Max Crosby, would even think about playing without guaranteed money. If you just look at the facts and you look at the past, he hasn't yet, right? Every time he's got his guaranteed money up front, when those guaranteed money years are done, it's new contract time. So I believe he will be here for at least this season and then go from there. Now, I could be wrong. The Raiders could just say, man, let's just, or he could just say, look, I don't want to be here. There has been some things said by Tom Brady on X, which a lot of people are pointing fingers and wondering, was this directed at Max Crosby? Saying a leader doesn't throw his team under the bus. A leader leads, right? People will follow if they see you're leading, but they're not going to see, they're not going to follow you if you're not leading by example, right? If you're throwing guys under the bus. We've seen the sideline breakdowns this year twice with 2 different players, Landon Roberts, then we've seen it with Devin White, right? We've seen the arguments on the sidelines. So with all that being said, right, that's my take. I feel he's here this year. And then after that, I think then all the talks will talk, right? And if they do trade him, the Raiders, if they don't trade him by March 13th, I do believe is the deadline. If they don't trade him before that, which, come on, man, you're taking a big risk if the dude can't work out and prove that, this knee injury is recovered and it's, it's going to be good to go, right? So if they trade him before the deadline, they only eat like $5 million. The other team has to, eat that money, right? Because they're going to work out a new deal. If they trade him afterwards, then the Raiders are paying that, what is it, $33 million. So that's my take on it, man. That's how I see it. That's just, from gathering info, from seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know what the hell just happened. What is that? What the fuck just happened? All right, time out. So yeah, man, let me get to these comments real quick and then we'll get into it. We're gonna break down because man, people saying over $100 million. There's really right now we're sitting at 87, I do believe. Now there's some things that people are predicting that's gonna happen, right? If you trade Geno Smith, then we could be over 100 million. If they release him, we eat a bunch of money, but we save $8 million. All those things could be happening. I'm enjoying the staff that Kubiak is putting together. I am too. Facts, 100%. Tell me tell me for the roster that matters, who is the best 53? Because I'm what? Because I'm not tied to any players since Marcus Allen. Yeah, that's 100% facts. 100% facts. Preach that truth. We ain't connected 100. Just give us the best 53, right? That's all we ask. The guys that are going to go out there, put it all in the line, right? Not give up in the third quarter, not, hang their heads. Body language is everything. If you look at the body language for the Raiders last year on the sidelines, it says a lot. It says a lot. So, Detective Little Wayne in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a certified G when it comes to detectiveness. No, I think Schwartz is going to be on our staff in some capacity, in my opinion. Yeah, I seen those reports, right? I seen those reports. I heard them talk about it. And, I don't know. I don't know. I believe that the Raiders want Schwartz in the building. Obviously. I mean, how could you not, right? All right, that's what I was trying to get to. All right, much better. So, yeah, I believe they want him in the building. How could you not? Look what he did with the defense everywhere he's went. I mean, just look at the best thing about the Cleveland Browns for the last couple of years has been their defense. No, they got rookies starting at linebacker at the beginning of the season, drafted in the second round, right? So, yeah. Now, I heard the talks, and a lot of people are saying that why would he, a guy that wants a head coaching job, why would he come to the Raiders? Well, why wouldn't you come to the Raiders, right? Why would you sit out a whole entire year and lose a chance of taking a job with the Las Vegas Raiders, who everybody knows is in, a troubled defense? They have a lot of holes to fill. We have a lot of free agents. We have a lot going on, as you can see here in a minute. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't you come to the Las Vegas Raiders, have a chance of being part of maybe turning this defense around and putting that on your resume, as with the rest of the great attributes that he's already had on his resume? You just add the one more, right? If this defense plays well this year, which I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, if we look at the Chicago Bears game, right, a team that made it to the playoffs, made it pretty good in the playoffs. They won their first game, right? If you look at the Denver Broncos, I mean, we held them to 7 points. Come on, the Denver Broncos made it to the AFC Championship. That was a team that they lost 3 games, right? So this Raiders ain't as far off as people think. I think it was, like I've been saying, it's just been ran very, very badly, and we'll have to work on that. That's why we're here. So here we go. CAO titles. What the fuck is going on, bro? All right, I don't know what the hell is going on, but that is not the screen I want. So I gotta delete all this shit because this pisses me off. So yeah, what the fuck is that? Damn, try again. All right, one more time. All right, here is the roster. According to Botac, where we are at, how much money we got, who we got to get rid of, who our players are. Finally. All right, so on the roster, man, we have Max Crosby, Geno Smith, which we're going to take care of that very, very quickly right off the rip. We have Colton Miller, Geno Smith, um, Colton Miller, Jeremy Chin, not Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, 9.55 mil. Woo, that's a big cap hit. Tyree Wilson, last year of his deal, right? Is the man going to show out? Is he going to, you know, not too bad towards the end of the year? We see this man have flashes, and most of the flashes are when there's no Max Crosby in the lineup. I've said this before. He seems to play better on that side of the ball. Adam Butler, right? Got his money, and then Alex Kappa still on, got one more year. We got AJ Cole, Brock Bowers, Isaiah Palamau, Trey Tucker, Aiden O'Connell, both on contract years this year. Michael Mayer, a lot of talk around Michael Mayer. Do the Raiders, run more 12 personnel? Seattle ran a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. They passed out of it. They ran out of it, but they also had a number one receiver that they can put over on the X spot. That was, Jackson Smith and the Jigba. So do we have one of those? No. But we do have a guy that can make those 50-50 balls, 60-40, 65-35. Did my math right? Yeah. So Jack Best, man. Jack Best, I believe under a Kubiak system, this guy is going to show why he was drafted in the second round. I still hear a lot of hate, on this young man. A lot of them, people saying shit like it was a pity pick. And I think you're going to see a lot from this guy. I really think he's going to prove his worth. DJ the Mule, right? DJ Glaze. Can you move him inside? A lot of people talking about moving him to guard. I don't see him being a better guard than Caleb Rogers. I don't see him being a better guard than JPJ, right? So I don't think that's a fit. He's going to have to, just develop. This is a young man who was thrown into the fire in his rookie year. He didn't really have a chance to develop. He was with a coach in Antonio Pierce, who was a first-time head coach, first time, doing a lot of shit in the NFL. So that's another thing, right? So you got to give this man, you got to give DJ Glaze a chance. Darian Porter, who I think is going to be a very, very, a very, very solid player in this league. He's already shown in man coverage he can be sticky. If our new DC decides, right, that he wants to, run more man coverage, which I think we should, in my opinion. A lot of teams, running a lot more man, frees up a lot more. Caleb Rogers, I thought, Caleb Rogers probably should have played the whole entire year. Tyree wasn't worth the first round pick, and he'll never be worth that first round pick. But there's nothing we can do about that, right? He can't blame the kid for the GM and the coach that picked him. We can't put that on him. All we can do is he developing? Is he getting better? We can't, you can put expectations on him, but we can't expect him to play up to a first round talent. He's never going to be that. You might get third round talent out of him. And if we get that, I'd be happy with that. When he flashes, he flashes, bro. Some of those run stops, some of those tackles for loss, some of those quarterback pressures and quarterback hits, right? Those long arms. He just needs the right development. And maybe our new D-line coach, who's done a lot for a lot of people, right, can get something out of him. So I really like this young group, man. And I think we just add to it. We are good. So Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, both guys that I believe are going to get some play time depending on how we go with the offensive line. Dante Thornton Jr. can develop. If we go get another X receiver, that gives him plenty of time, to be that fourth or fifth guy where he doesn't have pressure on him, doesn't get a lot of plays, right? can come in and block, learn the small things. Tonka Hemingway, a guy that I feel like is going to flash again this year. I mean, what he had four sacks in less than 50 snaps this year, I do believe. Somebody correct me in the chat if I am wrong. Roderick Martin, D line, we didn't see much of. Antonio Mafi, played okay at the guard spot, right? Not great, but a guy that's very raw. So we'll see what they do with him. Alex Ward, Dylan Labe, Philip Dorsett, Jonas Miles, Albert whatever his name is, Jamin Davis, Justin Short, McClendon Curtis, Cedric Jackson, the great nephew of Bo Jackson. I think they keep him around. I think, he showed a little bit of flash in the preseason, showed a little bit in the game when he got his chance. Brendan Jackson, we didn't see much of him. Came in, got hurt. Jonah Laulu, I think, is a guy that, with more development, had 4 sacks early, and then it kind of went away. But so did his production. I mean, so did his playtime. So if you take away a guy's playtime, you can't really expect him to be out there, putting up huge numbers like Tyree Wilson. If you look at his playtime compared to other guys drafted in the first round, and maybe that's his fault, maybe that's the coaching's fault. Chigozie and Useem, this dude, I thought when he was out there, showed he had that dog in him, right? Has that toughness, a guy that I feel could play the slot and hold it down. Again, development. JJ Pegues, we didn't see much of. Cody Lindenberg, we didn't see any of, except special teams. Raiden Robinson, Brendan Rice, another guy that, could definitely be a high development piece. We already know his pedigree. Christian Collier, a guy that I was screaming last year, I thought should have been, on the active roster a couple games. I think he was a different change of pace to Ashton Genty. You couldn't put the load, yes, this offensive line was getting hit in the backfield over and over and over again. Genty, over 50% of his 59% or something crazy like that, I do believe, was hit in the backfield. Crazy. But Chris Collier, a change of pace. I thought, I thought a lot of these guys should have got, with our record, should have been on the grass, right? When you've only won 2 games, I think it's, after your bye week, and then you lose 2 games in a row again. I think after that, it's time to start playing the young guys and seeing what you have on your roster. But when you're a head coach that knows you're probably out the door, then I guess you don't do that. Greedy Vance, a guy that has a lot of promise. I like his stickiness. I like his aggressiveness. Jafari Harvey is another guy that I had on my board last year, on my top 100, not in my top 100, but a guy that was a sleeper. Carter Runyon is another guy that, man, was killing it in his RAS scores, off the charts. Dalton Wagner, has been on this team. This is going on his 4th year on the practice squad every single year. Is it time to move on? Do you keep him on the practice squad and hope, at age 29, he finally develops into something? I don't know. I don't know what to do with my Arkansas boy, but if you can keep him on the practice squad and he's willing, nobody picks him up, keep him. Lackey Tassie is just interesting as hell, right? What do we do with Lackey Tassie? Like, do you put him back on defense? Do you put him at guard? We have a lot of guards on this roster, as you can see. And a lot of them are just developmental pieces. I mean, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 guards on the active roster, on our 53-man roster right now. And only probably 2 of them are capable of, of starting and holding it down. So that's got to change. I believe a lot of these guys will be cut and let go. Dead cap money, we got Christian Wilkins, almost $30 million, man. That's going to hurt. Jacoby Myers, 4. And then the rest is not really worth talking about. So free agents. Let's just get into this. All right, so we're looking at 87. $1,821,000. Free agents are Malcolm Kuntz, Daniel Carlson, Kenny Pickett, Eric Stokes, Landon Roberts, Lonnie Johnson, Raheem Mostert, Ian Thomas, Dylan Parham, Jacob Bobenheimer, which has struggles, man, being our long snapper. And, a lot of people said that there was a tell, right? He was showing signs of when he was going to snap the ball. Think maybe it's time to move on from that situation. We have Jamal Adams, Tyler Lockett, Terrell Edmonds, Darnay Holmes, Devin White, Stone Forsythe, Samir White, Jonathan Ragden, Kai Blue Kelly, Charles Snowden. So out of these guys, man, let me know in the comments, who are y'all looking at? Like, who would you sign, right? Right off the rip, I'm going Malcolm Kuntz, cap minimum, right? I mean, sign for the minimum, cap hit 1.2 mil. They overpaid him last year. He didn't produce. There was flashes here and there. Will we get the same Malcolm Kuntz? I don't know. I think coming off, another year, a whole camp, I think might change some things. So if he's willing, because I don't know of any team with his production last year and coming off the injury that's gonna throw this guy. What do they want right here? Sign contract via market value. They say the market value is 2 years, $20 million. Now, he was drafted a Raider. Do you want to stay a Raider? That's the question. So I'm going to say yes, he does, and I'm going to sign him for the minimum. Daniel Carlson, man, right? Money Carlson. Remember that? Well, I think the money ran out in Vegas. I don't know what we do with Daniel Carlson, man. What do y'all think? Do you try to go another way? Do we keep, the Oakland 4 band together? It seems like it's breaking up very, very quickly. Let's see what Daniel Carlson wants. Market value, 12 mil. I say, yeah, let's keep Daniel Carlson in the building. Signing bonus. Yeah. I think that works there, right? All right, so out of the holes we got to fill, we have a quarterback, one corner, linebacker, safety, running back, tight end, guard, long snapper, safety, wide receiver, safety, corner, linebacker, running back. That's a lot of holes to fill. That's a lot of holes to fill. Kenny Pickett. We are going to. Can we just release him? Hold up. Let's do this. Let's do this. Geno Smith action right off the bat, because we have 85 mil. Some people projecting 100, right? That's if things go in a lot of different ways. So right off the rip, I'm going to say simulated trade and see what that does. Quick trade, create a trade. I'm just going with quick trade. Whatever they give us for Geno, right? If it's a bag of chips, and one of these sparkling ice or a case of sparkling ice, I'll take one for Geno. But I'm good with that, right? I'm good with that. So let's trade Geno. Let's see what happens, and that puts us at 111, right? So that moves us from 85 million to 111, losing Geno Smith, and that's a big gap, right? That's $26 million, just off the top of my head. I think somewhere in there, right? All right, we got Colton Miller, $22 million. And I want to show y'all this. This is the main thing, right? If you're looking at this roster, man, this is the problem. Sorry about these ads, dude. I'm gonna get kicked off this damn thing. Um, Maybe they'll pay me for double ads. I don't know. But if you look at this roster, man, we got Max Crosby, 35 million. Geno Smith, we just gave the boot. He was getting way overpaid, 30 something, 32 mil. He was, yeah, no. We got Colton Miller, $22 million. And then it goes from from way up here to like the bottom. Our next highest guy is Jeremy Chin at 9.55. The next highest guy is a rookie in Ashton Genty at 8 mil. Then we have, and I know y'all gonna laugh at this, but Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson is the fifth. Yes, you're hearing me right. The fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highest paid player on the Las Vegas Raiders roster. Adam Butler is next at 65 mil. Alex Kappa. And y'all wonder why the Las Vegas Raiders struggled this year. I don't think it was the players. I think it was the rosters and the what these guys are making. You're looking at guys that are making $36 million, playing 100% of the snaps, for 10 sacks and 100 pressures. And these dudes are like, come on, man, I'm making 1.2 million. I'm playing 100% of the snaps, and Raider Nation's cutting my throat every single game. Can't cover, can't tackle. Guys like Devin White, right? So, man, and then it goes Alex Kappa, AJ Cole, our punter, $5 million. Brock Bowers making 4.9. Isaiah Palamau, 4.8. Trey Tucker, 3.9. Aiden O'Connell, 3.8. And then it just goes down from there, man. Goes down from there. So those are the guys we re-signed. I'm gonna do something crazy. Shout out to the chat. Got a dip. Appreciate you, my guy. Review the tape and get rid of all the players who didn't finish games. D Money in the building. That, I mean, yes, but if you did that, I mean, there was a lot of business decisions being made towards the end of the year. But I don't know, there's a lot of guys that they gave it their all. Some were caught just standing still and then sprinting downfield to make tackles. So no matter what, if we're losing by 50, you finish strong and play to your best, right? 100%. You can't just quit on this team, and we did a lot. Raiders hiring Zach Azani as wide receiver coach. Nice. Shout out to the Raiders. I'm gonna have to look that up and see what he's about. Anyways, let me talk about something now. I said this last year, right? And I'm gonna bring it up again, and it's gonna be controversial. I mean, not too controversial. There's like 4 or 5 people in here, so, but it's gonna be controversial, right? And man, I love this dude. I love his character. I love the way he plays football. It has nothing to do with that. It's about business decisions. And since we're speaking about business decisions, right? You got to talk about business decisions. And one that has to come up is Jackson Powers Johnson. Now, I know a lot of people, okay, not a lot of people, but there's some people out there that, their family watches the show. And, I don't know how many YouTube shows they watch. I don't know if they watch mine. But more than likely not, because I keep bringing up this subject, and it's just got to be talked about, man. Jackson Powers Johnson. I said this. This was an Antonio Pierce pick. This was a guy that is feisty, right? He's mean. He's physical. He plays to the last snap. I don't really think it was a Tom Telesco type pick. I think this was an AP type pick. I believe the coaching staff came in and, this guy worked out the whole offseason with Max Crosby. He was in the building first thing in the morning, last one to leave, right? Doing everything he could. And then the concussion. And then the ankle injury. last year, concussions, injuries. There was a reason why he fell to the second round. Everybody talks about his All-American, right? He was the best center in all of college football for 1 year, maybe two, right? Was it two? I think 1 year. Anyways, he won all these awards in his last year. The kid was great. He's a monster. But you have the injury problems. And you can't have injury problems at one of the, some can say the second most important position on the offense, and definitely the most, important position on the offensive line is the center. You got to have a guy that is out there every game. You got to have a guy that's dependable. You got to have a guy that you can count on, because accountability, availability, all the A's you could think of, you got to have that from your center. You can't be flopping, centers in and out during the season. That's a problem. You want your center to have chemistry, continuity, know the snaps with your rookie, especially if you're taking snaps under center and not out of the gun, right? If you're under center, which if you look at Kubiak's offense, I believe over 90% of the time they were behind center, didn't run a lot of shotgun. If you look at Fernando Mendoza, it was the opposite. 3% of the time he was behind center. The rest of the time he was in shotgun. That's a big change from saying, right, blue 52, silver, right, to hiking the ball, right? Your cadence is a lot. So I think that's going to be a big step, bringing in a rookie. You want your center to be a guy that you can count on, that is going to be out there. And I know you can't count on anything. It's the NFL. Guys are going to get hurt, right? We understand that. But JPJ had a history of concussions coming out of college, right? Had injury problems, which was a big reason, like I said, that he fell to where he fell. So I'm wondering, if you look at these guards, we just counted 8 on the active roster. If they don't put him at center, where does JPJ end up? Is he better than Caleb Rogers at the guard position? I know he's more physical, but is he better? I don't think so. My opinion, honest opinion. Just evaluating the film. I think Caleb Rogers' technique is way better. I think his hands are better. He's got a longer reach. He's stronger. He's more physical. And he showed that for the couple, whatever couple games he was in there, that he can lock down that position. And then you have guys like Dylan Parham, who's on, who was on his contract year. Do you bring this guy back? How many people are gonna great? Some games he was okay, and then some games he just looked like he didn't know what he was doing. So I think the Raiders have a lot of players. But JPJ, man, is there a possibility? Because every regime does this, right? They come in and they're like, okay, we're running this wide zone. And I just don't think this man fits the wide zone the job to a new center that we bring in, to the right guard in Caleb Rogers. Is he okay with being a backup in the NFL, right? We seen when he met Ashton Genty, the first thing he said, hey, I'm Jackson Powers Johnson. You're starting safety, right? I mean, you're starting center. Safety. Fuck am I talking? You're starting center. So he believes he's the center. He wants to be the center. He wants to be a starting center. And I don't know if, how that's going to work with the new regime. Is JPJ the guy they want? Do they want a guy that's physical, that's going to, keep playing to the whistle and maybe hurt this team with penalties, right? If you look at Seattle, they weren't penalized a lot. If you look at a lot of teams that Kubiak's been around, discipline, not a lot of penalties, right? They play smart, play physical, but play smart. So I'm wondering if, maybe there's a chance that they try to trade JPJ, right? Yes, I know he's got, 2 more years before that's up. But there's a lot of guys in this building that I believe like that, like a JPJ, and people are like, just put him back at center, just put him back at center. Again, if you can't stay healthy, you're just hurting your team, right? So a lot of decisions Kubiak's going to have to make. We have a new offensive line coach, supposedly, right? Hasn't been locked in, hasn't been put in ink. But anyways, just to put that out there, just to put that out there. So I wouldn't be surprised, if there is a team out there, maybe the Cleveland Browns, right? They just lost their guard, just retired. So yes, there's going to be camp, there's going to be a battle, and I don't see him being, traded until, you know, camp before the season starts. If it was to happen, the cap hit wouldn't be much, right? He doesn't make a lot. But I'm just saying, if you're looking at guys like Lackey Tasty and their upside, as big as he is, right? If you're looking at guys like Caleb Rogers, and then maybe they go out and draft a guy, or maybe they sign a guy in free agency. All right, so back to free agents, man. Kenny Pickett. That's right. What are we gonna do with Kenny Pickett? Where is Mr. Pickett? What? All right, they're not gonna let me do that. Transition tag, no tag. I just want to release. Why can't I release them? Oh, actions. Where can we get the actions? All right. Why ain't you showing me free agents? What the hell, man? All right. I don't know why it's not showing me free agents. Audio, what? Showing my audio. Shout out to everybody in the building. Can y'all hear me? Audio's good? Not good? Do you want the Raiders to draft a center or go get one from free agency? I believe they draft a center, man. I believe they go after, one of these young guys. Let him grow with Mendoza. Let him start out, if they go Mendoza route, right? Let him start off in camp and grow with their guy. That's what I feel. I don't know why the hell it's not letting me do what I want to do. Just give me a second. But yeah, there's a couple of centers, the Bills centers out there. You have a couple centers. There's not really a lot of free agents. Most of them are a lot older, man. A lot older. I apologize, y'all. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Faded Raider, I see you. I appreciate you. Good on the audio. Sweet. We hear you. Nice. I don't know what they're saying. All right, man. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I think I got it figured out. Sorry, I apologize. It just started tripping on me. All right, so we traded Gino. Damn, we got 14 mil that time. Dead cap money. Um, all right, man. I don't know why it's not letting me move forward. All right, I figured it out. Good Lord. What's wrong with my brain? You good with listening to YouTube? Back to Sweet. All right, so I'm try this one more time because I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was not working right. So back to this. That's what I wanted to do is get rid of this. All right, now we cooking with grease. Now we cooking with grease. Yeah, logged out, back in. I can hear you now. Nice, appreciate you. All right, man. So this is where we're at. Finally got this figured out. Finally caught back up. Um, Free agents. I have to re-sign these real quick. We're gonna sign Malcolm Kuntz to the minimum. If he agrees, if he doesn't, fine. Um, Market value for Daniel Carlson is 1.2 mil. I don't see why we don't do that, right? So we're gonna sign that. Kenny Pickett. I don't know why it doesn't give me the options just to release. I don't really want to sign any of these guys. Eric Stokes is the next guy. 3 years, 22 million is the market value. What do y'all think, man? I say yeah. I think 7 mil, right? He played for what 2 mil last year. He was pretty much locked down. If that's market value, um, 3 years, 22 mil. Franchise tag would be 20 mil. The Raiders, I forgot to mention the franchise tag started today, right? So teams can franchise, tag your it, can franchise tag their guys. The Raiders, I don't really think have anybody to franchise tag. I don't know. So it doesn't really matter to us. But Eric Stokes, man, let's just go with market value. Hell with it. Let's go with market value. I think he's worth it. I'm gonna resign Eric Stokes. Landon Roberts, no. Lonnie Johnson, yeah, too many times he was just standing there watching guys run by. I really believed in Lonnie Johnson. I thought he was gonna be one of those ones, to be like a Caleb Chasen to get a new start in Vegas. Just didn't work out. We heard all the talk he wants to be a Raider for life. I don't know what they do with him, but I'm gonna move on. Raheem Mostert, I'm gonna move on. Ian Thomas, I'm gonna move on. No, Dylan Parham. Market value for Dylan Parham is 3 years, $30 million. That's $10 million a season. I'm not willing to go that route. We see you got eight guards in the building. I believe we can do better. I know John Spytek is, that guy that believes in you got to keep guys in the building. You got to, build through the draft and develop players. And I would really hate to lose Parham, but I just don't see a scenario where we can afford to pay this dude $30 million. And if somebody else is, I'm going to have to say hasta la vista on that. Vamonos. Jacob Bobmeyer, no. Jamal Adams. Viva market value is 1.16. He played decent, right? He's a veteran in the building. A guy that, can help out Robbie Leonard, I do believe. So let's sign Jamal. Let's keep him in the building because you got to think we got 23 free agents, man. And if we decide to, make a splash with a $20 million guy and a $20 million guy a season, that's 40 mil. And then if you bring back, quality, decent players, you're not going to get no guys for 2 mil, right? It's going to be three M's or above, in my opinion, to get quality guys. and you can't bring back 23 guys or 21 guys at an average of $3 million, man. That's $60 million. That's your cap money. What do we do with our drafts? We can't pay them, right? So we got to figure that. But Viva Market, you know, I say yeah, done. Let's lock that in. Landon Roberts, man, you know, he just didn't do anything for me like I thought he was. Ian Thomas, I think Carter Running is a better, you know, development piece. You see the athleticism's there. The guy's tough. He's physical. He can block. He can, you know, shit. You can probably put him at fullback. He's athletic enough, I do believe. Um, so I would stick with Carter Running. I'm not signing Ian Thomas. Is anybody keeping track of all these guys that I'm losing that I have to re-sign? Because I am not. Dylan Parham, we got to that. Jacob Bobmeyer, Tyler Lockett. Yeah, you can move on. Terrell Edmonds, man. Terrell Edmonds, franchise tag 20 million. Hell to the no. League minimum. I mean, yeah, sign him to a deal. Let's bring him in camp, right? Let's see what he has. Wasn't too bad, so I say we bring in Edmonds. Tristan McCollum, 1.2 mil. I kind of like McCollum, man. He played okay. He played all right. Like, he could have played better, but yeah, let's move on from that. Alex Bachman, what's he looking at? 1.2 mil. Sign him for a year. I don't know, man. I think we move in a different direction at receivers. I think not. I don't think I know that Jack Best is going to take those snaps. I don't see him being a fourth or fifth receiver on this squad. When you got guys like Dante Thornton, when you got guys like Cedric Jackson, Caillou Blue Kelly. I'm gonna say bring back Caillou Blue Kelly. I think, you know, in the slot where he should have been all year, his physicality, his willing to tackle, his willing to, you know, to come up and make the tackle. He's pretty decent at shedding blocks and making tackles. So I'd bring him back 1 year. I'm gonna say yes. Let's go lock that in. Charles Snowden, man. Charles Snowden at 1.2. We need bodies, man. You know, 1.2 is not going to do nothing. I'm just trying to get to as little free agents as possible and guys in the draft, right? So Alex Bachman, we done with that. Thomas Booker, man. Thomas Booker, some of y'all might want to bring him back, but I feel like I just can't get over the fact that we lost Jacorian Bennett for Thomas Booker. So I'm not going to re-sign him. I'm going to hold a grudge, and, you know, it is what it is. If y'all don't like it, my bad. I apologize. Jordan Meredith, they have him at center. He's really a guard. He played very well at left guard. If we get rid of Dylan Parham, which I just did, you know, to me, a 3-year contract is market value for $12 million. Jordan Meredith has value, right? Maybe a guy you could, say maybe sign and trade. If he's willing, you know, that three years at $12 million, let's sign first review 3 years. No, sign for the minimum. Let's just sign for the minimum. He's not going to take it. More than likely, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. We can do custom. Sign a custom extension. I don't want to get into all that. 3 years, 12 mil. I mean, damn, that's a lot for a backup. That's $4 million a rip. I can't do that. So yeah, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Damn, I hate to lose him. Let's just let's sign him at the minimum. Sign him at the minimum. If he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, well then, you know, it is what it is. All right, and we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 holes to fill. We need a center, an edge rusher. That is obvious. A wide receiver, a corner, a linebacker, a running back, a right tackle, another linebacker, another corner, another receiver, a long snapper, a guard, which Jordan Miller take that spot. Um, all right, league wise, let's lock this in. First off the rip, I am going position. We need to get to the biggest position, and I believe the biggest position is guard. And yes, I just said we have 8 guards, right? And a lot of those are on the roster. But this man right here, I mean, you sign him, you bring him in. He's older. He's what, 31, 32. You're going to shore up that offensive line with 2 veterans with Colton Miller and Isaac Sumala, the guard from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolute monster in the run game. He would open holes for Ashton Genty, the size of, I probably shouldn't say that. We'll just stop there. We'll stop there. Anyways, so yeah, I think Isaac Sumala would be a huge pickup for us right off the rip. So I'm going to go and see what he wants. Via market is 3 years, $30 million. That's 10 mil. That's what they wanted for Dylan Parham. And if we're not keeping a Raider that was drafted a Raider in the building, I'm going to say yes. That's 10 mil. We are shoring up this offensive line. 4 million cap hit, 9 million signing bonus. I could up that and lower, but we won't do all that. We're just going to bring in a big dog right off the rip. Nutty Nader Ray, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you in the building. We need to run a show one of these times, man. I ain't had you on the show yet. Benito, yes, is a guy. Now let's go to the other position that needs to be filled, right? That we got to lock in. Cam Robinson, Kevin Beckham, DJ Humphries. To me, where the hell is where's the Colts tackle? Wait, that's left tackle. My bad. I apologize. We need the right side. Brendan Smith from the Colts is my number one guy that I would go out and get. That would give you 2 veterans. He's a big dude, got good footwork. He can work against the fast guys that have quick get off, that have good bend. He's good against the power guys. He's good in the run game. I think it would be a huge signing. And he wants $40 million for 3 years. Okay, I think we could look elsewhere. I'm just saying. Tremaine Illuminor, 2 years, 17 mil. Ow, that's what you want? That's crazy talk. Jonathan Williams, I'm not paying $10 million again. That's a lot. So let's do something crazy. Let's not go with that. Wide receiver, what do we got? Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. Let's just squash all this nonsense because I know y'all want Rashid Shaheed, right? But let me tell you, for special teams, I'm on board 100%. The dude's he's a dog, right? When it comes to kick returns, punt returns, let the man cook. I think he just ran punt returns last year, but he can run kick returns also. As far as being your number one receiver, man, can we just, we don't have to pump the brakes or slam on them, but just tap them, just lightly tap it, right? Just tap the brakes. I don't know if this money right here, 3 years, $42 million. Let me repeat that. 3 years, $42 million. Now, that is what? 11, 12, 13, what are we at? 13, 14 a season? Come on, man. I know we need an explosive kickoff returner and punt returner, but we could get that in the draft. We can get that in the draft. I have a whole list on my phone of kickoff returners that we can get in the late rounds that also could play other positions like corner, like receiver, right? And I think that market value is whacked. It's whack. So the value is there, yes, but for us, no. Now I'm not Kubiak, right? So maybe Kubiak wants to spend that kind of crazy money in his first year on a receiver, thinking he's Devontae Adams. But let's not go there yet. Let's not. D Hop, no. As a veteran, I wouldn't mind bringing in. What's the other guy? Where's the Colts receiver? Colts receiver. Colts receiver. Why ain't he up the top? Alec Pierce. So there's a lot of talk about Alec Pierce, right? Bring in Alec Pierce. This is a big signing the Raiders want. Let's look at Alec Pierce money. 4 years, $80 million is track market value for Alec Pierce. Now, I mean, has a white boy receiver ever got that kind of money? I mean, this ain't Steve Largent, right? This ain't Steve Largent. Come on, I mean, that's 20 mil. Now I know, the dude could catch. He could stretch the field, but he also had an amazing offensive line with one of the best running backs in all of football. Maybe go down as one of the greatest running backs in all of football in Jonathan Taylor, right? Teams have to prepare for Jonathan Taylor. You're going to leave a whole lot of one-on-ones with Alec Pierce. So, just to put that out there. Now, if y'all want Alec Pierce, let me know in the comments. We'll sign Alec Pierce. But if we trying to build a roster, I say we got to move on from that. And I don't really see who y'all got in here. I'm looking at a couple, but man, I think we got Brock, right? I think we got Jack Beck. Trey Tucker got one more year to prove it. I think this is the year that Trey Tucker shows out in a Kubiak system and shows, is he worth being a Raider, right? Is he that number 2 guy? Because we need him to be. He's not a number 1. We've tried to force him to be a number 1. We've tried to force him to be a number 2. And maybe he's a number 3. Trey Tucker would be a great number 3, right? 600 and something yards this year. I'm taking that out of my number 3 all day, right? 50-something plus targets. I think he had less targets this year than he had last year with more yardage. I'm not positive. But anyways, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. Let's just get out of there. Edge rushers. You got to have somebody next to Crosby, or you got to have somebody to replace Crosby if that's the way it goes down. And if it goes down like that, man, I'm here for it. So you got Trey Hendrickson. That's crazy. Khalil Mack, I believe, wants 18 mil? Yeah, 1 year, 18 mil. Damn. Hassan Reddick. 1 year, 4.9, bro. 4.9. 5 mil? I mean, damn, we paid Malcolm Kuntz. We paid Malcolm Kuntz $12 million. If you're telling me I could get a Hassan Reddick for $5 million, I might have to pull that. Or we could bring back Arden Keys. What's Arden Key want? Whoo! 2 years, 13 mil. Damn, we should have kept Arden Key. But man, that's a dog up front. For that kind of cheese, though, I don't know, man. I don't know. Taquan Lewis wouldn't be bad, but I believe we can get some dogs in this draft, and I think that's the way we're gonna go with those. Corner, what is out there? Trayvon Diggs, Jamel Dean. I wouldn't mind Jamal Dean. 3 years, $37 million. I would definitely mind that. I would mind that. I'm not sure what his age is right off the rip. Does it tell me on here without messing anything up? No. So, no info. Hey Siri, how old is Jamal Dean?
Jamal Dean is 29 years old.
29. Thank you. Whoo, 29. Yeah, I know. I mean, I can't do that. I can't do that at all. Jonathan Jones, Amik Robinson. We can bring back Amik. Hold up. Timeout. Wait. 3 years, 11 mil. That's what? 3.8. 3.8. I'd pay Amik 3.8, man. Would y'all pay Amik 3.8? Let me know in the comments. Come on. We got two corners we gotta fill. We need a slot position, right? We need a dog. He's that dog. Stefan, what's good? What's good? But let me know in the comments, man. I know it takes 45 seconds, but man, I really gotta say, I would bring back Amik. I would bring back Amik. Let's wait on that. Y'all get your takes. Let me know. Let me know. Would you bring back Amik for 3 years, 11 mil? 11 mil. I gotta say, yeah, man. I gotta say, yeah. Miami Dolphins, Caden Cajon wants market value 2. No. Tre'Davious White, Buffalo Bills. I don't think he played well last year. I can't do that either. Here's my guy, bro. Here's my guy. This is who I want. This is who I'm going for. 3 years, 33 mil. Sign it, book it. Alontae Taylor. Sign, done. And y'all probably thinking I'm crazy, but let me explain. This man is a dog. He's a beast in lockdown coverage. Man, right? Straps. So I'm going with Delonte, man. I think that's a steal. That's 3 years. I mean, that's 11 mil a season. It is what it is. That's 11 mil. We get a lockdown guy. If he fails, then shit, man. It's a bad choice. But I believe he will be a lockdown guy this year. He was with the Saints. I don't have his age either, but we will get to that. Next position is safety, man. Safety. We got to get a safety. Kyle Duggar is out there. Jalen Thomas is out there. Adrian Cisco. None of these guys. Cam Curl wants 4 years, $40 million, $10 million a season. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I'm glad he wants that. I gotta say no. I know safety is a key position, right? You got to lock down safety. It's kind of, it's your last line of defense back there. You got to have a guy that can get from the center of the field, from hash to hash, and make those plays on the big dogs, on those X receivers, right? So, man, Cam Curl would be the best safety, I think, out of all these. Jalen Thomas, I would do that too. 9 mil. I mean, damn, when was the last time we played a safety $9 million? I can't remember the last time the Las Vegas Raiders paid a safety $9 million. Yeah, let's not do that. So we're gonna have to kill this draft, man. Defensive tackle. We need D line. And we have David Onyemata from the Falcons. He wants 2 years, $17 million, $8 million a season. I mean, I wouldn't complain about that. Again, we paid Malcolm Kuntz $12 million coming off an injury. Spytek was in the building, was part of that signing, right? So, I mean, come on. To me, that makes sense. DJ Reader, no. Daquan Jones, no. John Franklin Myers wants 2 years, $15 million. Now, this ain't a Christian Wilkins signing. It's not a $160 million contract. It's 7.5 mil. And I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna sign John Franklin Myers. I think he will shore up this defensive line. We got rid of Thomas Booker. We moved on from that. And let's just check where we at. We are now at 96. So we went from 114 to 96, and we have acquired Alante Taylor. Um, let's do this. Alante Taylor. Alante Taylor, 6 foot, 199, 27 years old. I think this is a steal, man. I think this is a steal. I think this is a guy that's going to lock down lock down our defense, lock down the one side. We did resign Eric Stokes. Yes, I know. And we still have Darian Porter, but this allows Darian Porter to come in. Maybe we run a lot of nickel and you bring Porter in. Could you imagine Alante Taylor, Eric Stokes, Kai Blue Kelly if we don't go a different, if we don't go a different way? And then Isaiah Palamau. I mean, I think that's a solid backfield, right? I think you could roll with that. We also acquired Isaac Sumala, the center from the guard, right guard from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That right guard is locked down, and I know you're telling me, what about Caleb Rogers? We still have a hole on the left side, right? He can compete there if he wins. He's got another year to develop, right? This ain't no crazy contract where the Raiders can't get out of it. We got John Franklin Myers, defensive front, a guy that, you know, has helped definitely a lot of that Denver Broncos. Let those guys roam free on the edges. Eric Stokes, we brought back Jordan Meredith, Charles Snowden, Kai Blue Kelly, Terrell Edmonds, Malcolm Kuntz, Jamal Adams, and Daniel Carlson. I think that's who we got. Non-active. We already went through all those. All right. So that's where we're at, man. We have, what did I say, 51 on the active roster. We still got work to do. So free agents, league. We need linebacker, man. We need linebacker. I really want to sign Devin White, and I'm probably going to go do that. Matter of fact, let's just do this now. I think I'm going to keep Devin White. You know, the tackles he had, man, league minimum is $1.2 million. I would give him a little bit more than that. And I'm going to say I gave him, $2 million, whatever. I'm not going to go through the custom contracts. Actually, let's just look at it and see what it says. Okay, number of years. Yeah, let's just do custom 1 year, 2 M's. Boom, sign player, do that. That's done. So we got Devin White. I'm gonna keep him. If he doesn't win the job in camp, if he gets beat out by this man that I'm about to sign, we got Levante David, $7 million a season for a linebacker. I believe you can get one in this draft. There's not a lot in the second round, but there's a couple that I really, really like, and we'll get into that in the mock draft here in a minute. I need to speed this shit up because it's going to take all day if I don't hurry. So, Bobby Wagner, yeah, maybe last year would have worked. I don't think so. Demario Davis, $9 million. I wouldn't mind Demario Davis. I really wouldn't mind that. Caden Ellis, market value is 3 years, $26 million. I don't believe the Raiders go that way. I would. I think he could be that guy. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's say no. Quincy Williams, New York Jets. This is the dude that I really like, man. But $9 million is a lot of money. If we're going to go that route, I would rather just do this right here and go 3 years, $24 million for Quay Walker. I think that's a steal. I'm sure they would probably, try to combat that and keep him in the building. But I'm gonna say yeah, man. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna go get Quay Walker. I think he's gonna shore up this defense drastically. We got wide receiver, corner wasn't nothing there, guard, safety. Let's go center, man. I know everybody wants to look at. Wait, what the hell happened here? Cancel. I don't know what happened there. Connor McGovern, my bad. The Bill Center. I think this man is a monster, but $48 million for 3 years. I think is a little bit out of my price range if I'm Spy Tech. I'm not trying to go cray cray. We just signed a guard at 10 million. We have Colton Miller at 20 million. That's 30. We ain't trying to have $100 million in the offensive line, although it wouldn't hurt, right? It would not hurt. Tyler Lindenbaum wants $4 million, $71 million. That is the signing contract Viva market value. Market value, 70 mil. There's a lot of Raider fans that are saying just pull the trigger and sign him, right? Sign him. That's what, 18? I do believe 18, somewhere in there. That's a lot of cheese for a center. It's a lot of cheese. You have JPJ that could play. You have Alex Kappa if worse comes to worse, and I know people are going to hate this, but he played well at center last year. I'm not going to lie. Could he have been better? Yes. But he played well, man. He played well at center. I think Tyler Lindenbaum is way too much money. I believe the Giants outbid us. They have Harbaugh in the building who he's already played with. I think that goes a long, long way. I'm not going to go center. I'm going to go back to right tackle. And Travis Scott. Andres Pete. No, I'm just playing. Just playing. Y'all really thought I was going to do that. George Fant is a guy that I wanted last year. Right? I was screaming for the Raiders to go out and sign George Fant. I believe he played for the Atlanta Falcons. I do want to say the Atlanta Falcons, he was picked up by the Commanders. I don't think he had the greatest season, right? I think he's, like 32, 33 years old, so he's up there in age. Probably don't need to go that route. But Brandon Smith, man, 3 years, $40 million. That's what, 15 million. We have 90 something left. That's a lot of money on the offensive line. I can't do that. We shored up defense. We got a corner. Let's go safety. Safety is Jalen Thomas. Who we got for JT? That's the wrong Jalen Thomas. Oh, it's Thompson. That's probably why. It's probably why. Thompson. Y'all didn't tell me? Come on, man. Come on, man. Help me out. Help me out here. Jalen Thompson. Let's get this right. Here we go. All right. So my guy is key veteran for the Cardinals secondary for 7 seasons. That's a little up there and long in the teeth. Finished 2025 with 95 total tackles, 6 passes defended, and a sack in 15 games. $7 years, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on that. I'm going to pass on that. I'm not paying 40 million for Sam Curl. I think we're about done with every position. I think we are going to have to fill the rest in the draft. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 spots to fill. I think we could do that. I think we could do that. So that's that, man. Let's look at what we got. We got Max Crosby, Colton Miller, Jeremy Chin, Genty, Tyree Wilson, Adam Butler. What could we get for Adam Butler? Adam Butler. Quick trades. Simulate for no players, but quick in return dead cap money. Trade for another player and or picks and dead cap hit of 2 mil. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. See what we can get for old Adam Butler. Draft picks. Arizona Cardinals might need some help up front. And I heard they were moving on from James Conner. So let's just see. I want you to let me pick it. Oh, there we go. Boom. I'll take that. I'll take that. We got a trade. We can work out a new contract with Mr. Conner. I think there's a lot of talk about the Cardinals, possibly releasing him. They don't have to worry about it. Yes, we traded Adam Butler. So, man, we're sitting at $90 million in cap space. And I think we have, we filled a lot of holes. We got a backup running back for Ashton Genty, a guy that could be a starter, but he's not going to be, right? But a guy that could play that role. If, anything was to happen, it's not like we're going, oh, shit, we got to put in Dylan Labe, right? So I think that helps a lot. Trying to get back to this damn thing. Wait, what the hell just happened? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I just did. Alex Kappa, Alontae Taylor, we brought in Isaac Samuel. So we got that. We got a guard. We got a corner, a lockdown corner, starting guard, starting defensive line. We brought Eric Stokes back, let him battle it out. If he gets beat out by by Darian Porter Jr., so be it. That just means we got another dog. And we got a guy that, we could run a lot more nickel or shit. We could run cover 6. We can run whatever we want. Jordan Meredith, Devin White, Charles Snowden, Kai Blue Kelly, Terrell Edmonds. And we are at 60 total players. So we got 30 to get to, man. That's a lot. So I think we could do just fine with that. Stop sharing. Future pick outlook. That's not it. I need mock draft. All right, so let's do this mock. I don't know if I want to go PFF or PFF for sports. Am I trading players? I might want to trade a player. Let's go pro football. Pro football. Mock draft simulator. Let's see what they do on this one. All right, so right off the rippity rips. Let's go 7 because we're gonna need a lot. We're gonna need a lot. Let's go fast. Raiders. Let's change it from pro football to consensus. ESPN, PFF, or the Athletic. Let's see what ESPN's has to say. Let's go with ESPN's. I don't think I've done there so far. 7 round mock with ESPN. Let's get to it. All right, right off the rip, they trying to offer us some crazy stuff. The Cleveland Browns, we know how this is gonna go. Shout out for the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, the dollar, all the funny faces. Shout out to the people in the building. Sign Stokes. We got Stokes back. Carl Joseph hits harder. I like Carl Joseph, man. We need E Rob. You need E Rob? We'll sign E Rob. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Devin White could play that spot a little bit better. He's not great in covers, but he's better than Landon Roberts. I liked Landon's physicality, but I just don't think he really did much for us. We need to stop spending on players that don't want to beat Raiders. That's a fact. That's a fact. 100%. Von Miller at vet minimum. We can go Von Miller at vet minimum. We'll go back to that in a second. I'll go back and sign some more. We still got plenty of money. Connor and Ashton would be solid. Yeah, I think Connor would be a great fit for Ashton Genty. We got rid of Adam Butler. They were about the same price in cap, so we didn't lose none. We didn't gain none. All right, the Browns. I know this is like it's a mock, man. It's a mock, right? So they want to offer us 6, 24, 39, 70 in a first round next year. Now, I did this mock, right? I did this mock. Do I have it on my phone? No. Anyways, I traded. I traded back. We got a slew of picks. Go check it out on X, Raiders Unleashed _ Go check it out on Instagram, Raiders Rebel. I think it's Raiders Rebel _ on X too. I don't know what the hell I'm saying anymore. But go check it out. Go check it out. Let me know. Grade it, how you think about it. But I traded back, man. I traded back. I got Sonny Styles right off the rip. I got a tackle. I got a defensive tackle. I got my guy Julian Neal at corner because he just keeps coming up in the 4th round. If he's there, if he's there anywhere in the late 2nd or 3rd, I will be highly surprised. But I don't think this is going to be. But we got 6 offers. The Arizona Cardinals, this could be a possibility. 34, 65, a first and a second next year. Now I think that is more like, more realistic, I would say. More realistic. The Steelers want to give us 21.53, a first and a second next year, and 76. Let's just get that right off the way. The Colts want to give us 47.78, a second and a third next year. Y'all are smoking that good. The Jets want to give us 2, 16, 33, a first and a third next year. There's no way that's happening. In Miami, this wouldn't be bad. 11, 43, 75, a first and a second next year. That would give us our first next year if we don't get a quarterback this year, right? If they decide to go a different route, I don't think that would be a bad idea, man, in my opinion. But do I want to trade? Do I not want to trade? Nah, man, let's just pick Mendoza. Let's just pick Mendoza on this one. There'll be plenty more mocks. With the first pick in the NFL draft, ding, the Raiders pick Fernando Mendoza. Let's go with that. But let's pause this for a minute. Because let's think about this. Where'd we stop? 17. Let's go a little bit more. All right, let's stop it there. We had 21. So let's go over this. Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Love goes 3 to the Cardinals. I don't think that's gonna be the pick. they they have Miller, they have um Marvin Harrison Jr. uh, I know they need a running back. I just took theirs. I don't know if they pick Jeremiah Love third overall, man. I that would be crazy if they did. Anyway, Ruben Bain, Francis Mauigoa, Spencer Fano, David Bailey falls to 7. That's not gonna happen. Jordan Tyson, Cedric Falk to the Chiefs. That's scary. Sonny Styles goes to 10. That's I don't think gonna happen. Caleb Downs, Makai Lemon, Cade McDonald, Akeem Mesidor goes in the 16. So they finally updated it. Thank you. Shout out to PSFN if you're PFSN if you're watching. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for updating it. Raiders for life. Grandpa Harold in the building. Peter Woods falls to 17. That's not bad. Mesidor Delane. All right. So who is on the board? All we have Jermon McCoy, Ty Simpson, Caden Proctor, Denzel Boston, Monroe Freely, CJ Allen, Caleb Banks, Chris Johnson. Let's go offense. We got to protect our guy, right? I didn't get a right tackle in the draft. We need a right tackle. I think Monroe Freeland could be that guy. I really like Maxiana Acre, Maxian Acre, however you say that dude's name. I think Blake Miller has the skills to be a tackle in the NFL. Just my opinion. Blake Shelton. I mean, damn. He pretty much took all the guys. I don't think anybody's worth moving up for as a tackle position, right? Guard position. We just got a guard. We need center. Connor Lew, Auburn, Jones, Slaughter. I think Sam Hecht, man. I really think Sam Hecht. If you watched this channel before, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up every time I go live and rocking with your guy. But you should already know my center in this draft is Sam Hecht. I've had him on 3 mock drafts. I just can't pass up the value at 115. And I think I'm going to continue with that value. So I'm going to leave him. That's probably going to be our center. I think that, with Mendoza, that fits very, very well. With the Raiders, let's see what we can get on defense. McCoy would be nice. CJ Allen at 27 would be nice. Caleb Banks from Florida. He's definitely worth moving up for. They have Lee Hunter at 34. He will probably be gone by 36 when we pick. Colton Hood. I can get my corner later. I can get my safety in round 3, maybe 3. All right, let's go. What they got on the edge? TJ Parker, Mason Thomas. I don't need to move back up. I don't need to move up for any of those guys. Malachi Lawrence. I like it. LT Overton. Not my number 1 pick. Vincent Anthony Jr., the edge out of Duke. Man, I would take this guy. We can go edge later as well. All right, let's resume. I'm not even going to try to move up. Resume draft. I ain't even trying to move up. Y'all take who you take. It is what it is. All right, the Buffalo Bills want to give us 60, 91 in a second. Y'all are smoking. Y'all are smoking too. Let me smoke with you. Y'all be smoking too. Chris Johnson, quarter at San Diego State. I could rock with that. I'm not gonna lie. Concepcion. What do we need at 36, man? At 36, let's go defensive tackle. We got a defensive tackle, right? Oh, we ain't got a defensive tackle. I don't think we need defensive tackle here. Let's go linebacker. Anthony Hill Jr. Rodriguez at 87, man. He's not going to be there then. Kyle Lewis is my guy. I really like Kyle Lewis. I just don't know how you could pass him at 150 if he's there. So we could take linebacker later. Let's go offense. Let's see what they got on tackle. 55. I don't really like that. What about safety? 43-36. I like the Inman, man. I think he's gonna be a thumper. Remember back in the day when we had, you know, one of those guys at the safety position has a YouTube channel, Stuart Swagger, right? I think Thean Man could be one of those type dudes, man. I think he really can. Day 2 range as a 2 high, but there's so many safeties in here. We have so many needs. I just don't see us taking a safety at this position. I like Conte Scott. I like Chris Bell. I like R. Mason Thomas. We might just go there. Might just go there. 6'2", 243. Thomas Flash Promise. Limited action. Yeah, I know all that. Broke out as a Sooner. 9 tackles. 9 sacks, 13 tackles. 6.5 log. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I kind of really want to go defensive tackle here. Christian Miller's there also at defensive tackle. Grace Halton would be another guy from Oklahoma. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. $11 sacks, 20 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles. Holy shnikes, bro. We need an edge rusher, man. We need an edge rusher bad. I'm gonna go TJ Parker here. I'm gonna go defense. TJ Parker, it is. We are with TJ Parker. We are on the board again at 67. They want to offer us 89, 129. And we say no. 81 and 94, no. So we got our guard. We need our center. He'll be there in the next round. I'm hoping 115. We pick 102. I don't see him going 15 spots early. Actually, I probably do see him going. But Brandon Parker is right after that. What up? Shit, I don't know. I'm in a live right now. I think there's still that bag downstairs. Do we use them? We got 2. I think there's still 1. All right. Nothing bad. Sorry about that interruption. I had to add. We need a receiver, man. We need that receiver. Do we do it now? Elijah Surratt. Skylar Bell is there. Ted Hurst. I like Brennan Thompson from Mississippi State. but we need an X. We need that type of dude. I just don't think he's fast enough. Bryce Lance, Jordan Hudson at 150, Elijah Surratt at 78. I think he's gonna be a damn good player too. I can't. I just don't see that. Corner we have. Oh, my boy is gone. Damn. Devin Moore, D'Angelo Pons, Malik Muhammad. Who took Julian Neal and where? That's horrible. You just messed up my whole draft. The whole draft. Oh, shit. I think we have to go Kenneth Aubrey right here. I really do. Unless we just go back and sign a Meek Robinson. Let's do that. Let's go back and sign a Meek. I'm down with the Meek. Best player available is Carson Beck, Grayson Holton. Trinidad Chambers should not be on here. Darian Jackson. Let's go Blake Miller. We're going Blake Miller here. He can play right tackle. I think we'll be fine with that. We got our tackle. We're at 102. Our picks are Fernando Mendoza, TJ Parker, Blake Miller. We really need linebacker here. I think I missed out on my guy. Absolutely. Again, I really like this Eric Gentry, man. I think the size of this man, I think he's a sleeper in this draft. Y'all need to watch out for Eric Gentry. Yeah, I think I'm going Kyle Lewis from Pitt, so I hope he makes it. What's our next pick? Hold up. 102. We pick at 124 and 134. All right, that's where we're going there. That's where we're going there. We got our corners. We don't need that. We need wide receiver. Bryce Lance out of North Dakota State would be nice, but not that early. Not that early. I kind of like that kid. There is nobody to pick at 102. I would go Kaytron Allen here, but I just traded for a damn running back. Genesis Smith. I think that's the pick. Let's go Genesis Smith right here. I think that's the pick. We missed out on our safety earlier. Sam Heck is here. I'm going to take him a little early. We need our center. Let's go with that. We pick again. I'm going to go Jadarian Price. I know. I just traded for a running back, but he plays special teams. He can run kickoffs, run punt returns. I think that value is there. I know people are going to get pissed if we go for a running back. Actually, I don't think I'm going to go running back because, yeah, I can't go running back there. I think if my guy is still here on defense, if I didn't mess up and miss him, and I did, he's gone. All right, well, we got tackle. We got a center. I think the O-line is shirred up. We need somebody for Fernando Mendoza to throw to, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. All right, I believe we can get a wide receiver. I like Anthony Lucas as an edge also. We just got an edge 6'5", 265, man. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. It's not fucking. All right, what is the biggest need? The biggest need. Our biggest needs were offense, defense, safety, corner. I got that. I got that. I got that. My guy Fernando Carmona Jr. This was probably a sign. Maybe we should just draft Fernando Carmona Jr., the guard at Arkansas, because I'm not lying. The last 5 mock drafts I've done, he has been the pick before I pick in the 3rd round or the 4th round every single damn time. And it's starting to get frustrating. It's really starting to get frustrating. The dude won't leave me alone and stop following me, bro. He won't stop following me. Won't stop following me. All right, so we are going to go. I think we got to go linebacker, man, before it gets too crazy. I missed out on the 2nd round linebacker. They all went way too early. I missed out on my guy earlier. I kind of like Aiden Fisher. Just don't think he fills what we're looking for here. Let's go Harold Perkins Jr. Like Anthony Lucas also. I kind of like Landon Robertson. Not the greatest size. Not the greatest size. Offense, running back, Darian Price. We don't need. We got that wide receiver. I'm going Tyron Montgomery here, man. This could or could not be the breakout year for Trey Tucker. So let's go Tyron Montgomery, a speedster, a guy that's physical. He can catch. I like that there. I like that there. And also, we are going 174. I say we just stick. Go Cyrus Allen. No, we need size. Not size enough. He's not going to make it. Dixon, Alan Furrow. I think we're all good there. We got safety. We got edge. We got defensive tackle. Best available is Sawyer Robinson. Well. This did not turn out to be good in the last 3 or 4 picks. We have quarterback, we have edge, we have tackle, safety, center, wide receiver. Need a linebacker so bad. Wait, where's Sorsey in this? Is he still in here? Sky Thompson still in there. Yep, let's go linebacker here. I'm going Corleone. Defensive end. We got one edge. We can go edge again. We got Caden Curry out of Ohio State. Not the greatest, but definitely I like Cameron Robertson at a SMU. 6'4", 260. What pick are we? We're at 181. Ooh, that's way too much. I wouldn't mind Tyreek Sapp out of Florida. No relation to Warren Sapp, but it would be nice if he was. But 6'3", 275, man. Let's read what he's got. Might not be the highest ranked Florida defender on this board, but he was the heart and soul of the Gators defense in 2024 with 7 sacks, 13 tackles for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles to his name. His production stalled in 2025, but he still has compelling outlook for evaluators. He projected alignment versatility at 6'3", 275 pounds. He is compact, high mass, well leveraged, edge defender, fleet-footed acceleration, smooth lateral agility. That's all I need to know. Really, pretty much says it all. Sprinkling ankle flexion and bend capacity. Yeah, I think that says it all. I think we just take a shot on him now. What else we got? What else we got? Who y'all want to see? Pigs, facts. That would be solid, man. What pigs? Von Miller. Von Miller would be a nice pickup. He'd be a nice pickup. He would definitely be able to teach, some of the young guys like Jafari Harvey, like Tyree Wilson, right? He could play a guy that could play multiple positions. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. Let's go all here. We are at pick 184 and 220. I probably should have moved up and got some more people, but wide receiver Cyrus Allen just keeps popping up. Lewis Bond, no. Nick Barnett. Let's go Nick Barnett, man. Let's go Nick Barnett here. Theodis Dixon, maybe, but you can't have too many tackles, man. 6'3", 315. Maybe a guy that can play true nose. Maybe he can't. Projected 181. I say we throw a wrench at it. We have Eric Rivers. Wait, Eric Rivers out of Georgia Tech. No, that's not what I was thinking. Couple guards here that might be, but like I said, 8 guards on this roster, man. That is so many guards we have already in the building. I think we shirred up about everything. Except one thing. I got to see, where are my notes? I got to make sure. Did we get a damn kick returner? Because we didn't get one. We didn't sign one. And we need somebody that's explosive that can run kick returns and punt returns. That has always been a problem for the Raiders since 2018, since we've had a kickoff return for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown, and even longer since we've had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Way too long, to say the least. God, I hate when my notes get mixed up. I don't know where my punt returners are. Shit. My top 25 board is gone. All right, we are going. Offense. Maybe just for the hell of it. Diego Pounds at an Ole Miss. I mean, 6'6", 232. Slow as hell, but strong as a mule. That could be a way to go. I think we got enough offensive line. I'm going to go receiver. Receiver will be Chase Roberts. Oh, Deion Burks is there, though? Yeah, let's Chase Roberts. Let's go Chase Roberts. I like Chase Roberts. I think that'll be all right. And we are on the last pick. Thank God. I'm hungry. My mouth is dry. Appreciate everybody that's rocked with me, everybody that popped in. If you're on X, You know, appreciate you. If you're on Facebook, appreciate you. I know this has been a long live, longer than I wanted, longer than y'all probably wanted, longer than expected. But for those real ones and the real ones and the OGs that made it through, appreciate you. Appreciate you. For those who didn't, well, what can I do? What can I do? Y'all should have. Y'all should have. And we are going. Damn, Taylor Green is always gone when I get to this pick. All right, we don't need that. Any running backs that can run kickoff returns? Levy and Moss. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need a tackle. I'm done with guards. Done with centers. I mean, Pat Gogan is there. Yeah, let's just bring in Pat Gogan. Let's give Mendoza his guy. Maybe he works out with my guy a little better than what we had, man. But this is it. We got Fernando Mendoza. We got TJ Parker on the edge. So we got somebody, right? Somebody early rounds. Some people have him going in the first. Some people have him, going later than what I got him. More than likely later than what I got him. But it's the NFL. Teams draft crazy all the time. Blake Miller, a lot of people don't think this man will fall, to the third round, the beginning of the third round. Some people have him in a second, so we might have stolen one there. Genesis Smith, a safety that has speed. Like I said, we need guys that can get from the center of the field to the hashes, right? Get to the train tracks. Sam Hecht, center. If that doesn't work out, we got another one in Pat Gogan. We got Tyler Montgomery, was a standout out of John Carroll. And a lot of people couldn't believe that this man never transferred. He stayed with the school for a long time. That screams Tom Brady all over it to me, right? A small guy that's got speed, pretty strong hands, pretty good route running, and go back and watch the Senior Bowl or go back and watch film on him. Maybe we'll break some down. We got 30 players in 30 days coming as soon as we know, who the 30 players are coming in the building for the Raiders. We will break those down. But we might just have my 30 players that I think need to be in the building, for those interviews. And we might do that. We got Dante Carlone, defensive tackle. Tyreek Sapp, mammoth of a man. Chase Roberts, no grade on it. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it do, what it be, where they at, where they have me. But that's what we got, man. That's what we got. So shout out to everybody in the building. Remember I asked about him earlier. LOL was worth a try. Asked about what? Defensive end. I have a Brinks truck ready to upload, but for only 2 players. Which players are these? 4 you choose: Lindenbaum, Hendricks, Lloyd, and Pierce. Well, see, here's the problem with backing up the Brinks truck, right? You could have that Brinks truck and you can back it up. But let's go back and look at those players. What are they? Lindenbaum, Hendrickson, Lloyd, and Pierce. All right. So let's pull that up. My guy says he got a Brinks truck. Well, back that shit up. We have sure. Damn, there's only 3 people in the building. What the hell am I on here so long for? I should have dipped a minute ago. Fuck. 2:47. That's way too long. LeBron James making a return. I don't care about all that. So yeah, let's do this. My guy said, where'd it go? Damn it. Lindenbaum. Shit. What'd you say? I took the damn screen off, bro. I took the screen off. Oh, I see where y'all is. I can feel you. Uh, hold up. I got to get the screen back so I can pull up my man's comments. All right. So he got a Brinch truck for Lindenbaum, Hendrickson, Devin Lloyd, and Alec Pierce. All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. Sign free agents, league. So you're telling me Trayvon Hendrickson, that's $25 million. That's 25, right? So keep that in mind. 25. And then you want Devin Lloyd, linebacker, D. Lloyd in the building. My man says sign him. That's 7.4. So we're at 30. What I say, 25? We're at 32 and a half, right? That puts us at 32 and a half. Yeah, I got Pat Gogan. So that puts us at 32 and a half. And the next guy you said was, damn, why can't I remember that? Hendrickson, Lloyd, Lindenbaum. So we need center, Tyler Lindenbaum. We were at 30, let's say 34 mil. He wants $4 million, $70 million for that four. 4 into 70, right? Goes, I don't know, what, 12 times? No, 18. What the hell is it? 18, 17. Anyway, 17 mil. So let's just call it, let's just be nice and call it 20. Or let's call it 17. Let's not steal away. So we got 32 and 17. That's 9. That's 49. That's 49 there. That's with 3 players. And we have Alec Pierce that you want to pull up. Alec Pierce, wide receiver. Alec Pierce runs, what I say it was, something crazy like 20 mil. Yeah, he wants 20 mil, bro. So we're at 59. 59, right? 59 million. 59 million for your 4 players. And then that leaves us 23 free agents to sign. So I mean, you could do that. You could do that. You could do that. But I guarantee you, we will be $50 million over the cap, like the Kansas City Chiefs, within the next 2 years. And if you go and look at the Raiders, matter of fact, let's do that now. If you go and look at the Raiders for 2028, where do I change it? Anyways, for 2028, the Raiders are projected $268 million on the cap. Now, you can move a lot of players. You can change a lot of things. But I do know one thing. In 3 years, this team is in trouble. We are in a 2-year rebuild window to get back to where we need to be. And that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So people are saying this is a rebuild for the Las Vegas Raiders. I believe this roster is good enough. And I just showed with a couple small pieces that you can have a roster that is competitive. I brought in defensive end. I brought in safeties. I brought in corners, right? And we still had $67 million left, for after the draft. Take away 14 for your draft capital. It's somewhere in there, 14 or 15, right? If you take away that, that still leaves us 50, 40, 47, 42, right? So, that leaves us a lot of money. That leaves us plenty that after June 1st cuts and all that we could go get guys if we feel we need to. So I feel just like that with the money we have, we could spend even a little bit more and go get 1 or 2 more of those guys. I wouldn't mind if we got the right tackle from the Colts at another, what was it, 16 mil a season, or that he was wanted projected, which is probably going to be somewhere close to 20. I wouldn't mind that. So, that's the show, man. That's what I got, right? I showed everybody pretty much. We showed what we could do, what we have, and where we need to go. And I think with just those couple key pieces, a couple key rookies, Would you pick up Tyree Wilson's 5-year contract extension? He's gonna take less money. He's making 7 mil this year, I think. Yeah, he's taking a lot less money if I would do that. And you know, we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to. He's got a whole nother year before you have to worry about that. So, shout out to everybody in the building. I'll leave y'all with this: the Raiders roster is not as bad as it looks. Right, there are some key pieces that we could use. There's some guys that we can move around. There's some trades we can make to have better capital, to have better draft picks and get more money on the cap. And I think, with just a couple key pieces here and there, with the coaches that we brought in, we will break down the coaching staff tomorrow, pull up for that. But with the coaching staff that we brought in so far, I think we're heading in the right direction. And I don't think this is a 3-year rebuild. I think this is a team that's going to be competitive this year coming up. Now, they might not win, 10 games. They might not win 8 games. But I guarantee you one thing, they're going to be competitive. I can promise you there won't be no 30-0 blowouts, 31-0 blowouts with this team. So, a lot of people don't have high expectations, and that's good. Keep the expectations high, but don't be surprised if they exploit expectations this year. And that's just my opinion. Shout out to everybody. Much love. Appreciate you rocking with your guy. Like, subscribe, follow. Appreciate everybody on X, on Facebook. And you know how we do. Raiders, peace. Protect your mind, family, and everybody you love.